Do you find it difficult to remember new vocabulary words? If you do, then maybe you should practice deep learning, learning the words from the inside out through meditation. Let's meditate on an interesting vocabulary word today, to be cornered. Before we start, let's do a little breathing exercise to relax and to put us in a state of focus. First, we'll inhale for 7 seconds, and then we'll hold our breath for 8 seconds, and then we'll exhale for 8 seconds. So let's inhale 7 seconds. Now let's talk about the word cornered. First, let's notice the sounds. If I say it very slowly, cornered. How many sounds are in the beginning? Cor. There are 3 sounds in that vowel. Cor. Cornered. 3 sounds. Cornered. To be cornered means to be trapped, to feel trapped in a corner. You have no place to escape, no place to move. Now let's use our 5 senses and meditate on what it means to be cornered through sight, through smell, through taste, through touch. Let's start with sight. Let's close our eyes and imagine he felt cornered like a spotlight. A spotlight is a very bright light, like a spotlight shining on him with no place to go. Imagine a light so bright it pushes you back, and all you see is the light. You can't move forward, you can't move to the side, you're trapped in a corner. You feel cornered, nowhere to go. He felt cornered like a spotlight was shining on him, with no place to hide. Let's practice that sentence using some accentuation. Let's start with the phrase, he felt cornered. The most important word in that phrase is cornered. So it's really important to focus on the accented syllable. He felt cornered. He felt becomes very small. He felt. Core in cornered becomes very big. He felt cornered. He felt cornered, like a spotlight. In that phrase, like a spotlight, the important word is spotlight. Let's focus on the word spot. When you have 2 words together, usually the first word takes the focus. Spotlight. Like a is very small, like a spotlight. You felt cornered like a spotlight. We have a big, small rhythm. It's like breathing in and breathing out. He felt cornered like a spotlight. Let's look at the next part of the phrase, was shining on him. The important word in that phrase is shining. Shining. 2 syllables. The first syllable is very big. Shining. On him is very small. On him. On him. Was shining on him. Was and on him are very small. Shine is the big word. Was shining on him. He felt cornered like a spotlight was shining on him. Let's look at the last phrase. With no place to hide. No is a big word here. And hide is also big. No, hide. We make those words big. No, hide. No place to. No place to hide. The other words become small. No place to hide. With no place to hide. With no place to hide. With no place to hide. He felt cornered like a spotlight was shining on him. No place to hide. Let's practice the word cornered, thinking about sound. She was cornered, and every question sounded like a hammer pounding on her ears. People are yelling at her. The words are big and loud and not very nice. She can't move against the words. She feels trapped. She's cornered. She can't escape. She was cornered. In that first phrase, cornered is the big word, so we focus all of our attention on core, because that's the accented syllable. She was cornered. Here's the next phrase. And every question. Every, when you have an adjective or an adverb, that usually takes the focus. Every question. The accented syllable is every. Every question. And every question. She was cornered, and every question sounded like a hammer. Which words do you think are important there? Maybe sounded and hammer. Sounded like a hammer. She was cornered, and every question sounded like a hammer. Final phrase. Pounding on her ears. Pounding means hitting hard. Pounding on her ears. Which words are important? Pounding. Ears. Pounding on her. On her becomes very small. The only big sound is pound, because it's the accented syllable. Pounding on her. Pounding on her ears. Ears becomes very big. Pounding on her ears. It's like breathing. Big, going in, becoming big, and then becoming small. Pounding on her ears. She was cornered, and every question sounded like a hammer, pounding on her ears. Now let's focus on smell. The thief felt cornered, like the smell of smoke creeping closer. Creeping means moving slowly. Moving slowly closer, creeping closer, warning him of danger. So the thief had nowhere to run. The police were looking for him. Everyone was looking for him, and he was hiding, but he couldn't escape. He felt cornered. He felt trapped in a corner. The thief felt cornered. Again, corner is the important word in that first phrase. The thief felt cornered. The thief felt cornered, like the smell of smoke creeping closer. What do you think we can focus on there? Smell, creeping, closer, like the smell of smoke creeping closer. The smell of smoke creeping closer. The thief felt cornered, like the smell of smoke creeping closer. warning him of danger. Warning him. The important word there is warning. Warning him. Warning him. Warning him. Warning him of. Warning him of. Warning him of. Danger. Danger. It's an important word. Make the accented syllable big. Danger. Warning him of danger. Big and small. In and out. Breathing. Relax. Warning him of danger. The thief felt cornered, like the smell of smoke creeping closer, warning him of danger. Let's practice cornered with the sense of taste. He was cornered, and it felt like tasting bitter medicine with no choice but to swallow. Bitter means bad tasting, like black coffee or black chocolate. That's the taste of bitter. Sometimes medicine is very bitter. He was cornered. He was is very small. Cornered is very big. He was cornered. And it felt like tasting bitter medicine. Bitter is an adjective. We always like to focus on adjectives. Bitter medicine. It felt like tasting bitter medicine. Big and small, big and small. It felt like tasting bitter medicine. He was cornered, and it felt like tasting bitter medicine. With no choice but to swallow. No is an important word here, and swallow is also an important word. With no choice. No choice. With no choice. No choice but to. With no choice but to swallow. Swallow is big. Swallow is important. Swallow is a big syllable. Swallow. He was cornered, and it felt like tasting bitter medicine with no choice but to swallow. All right, let's focus on the sense of touch. She felt cornered. Now we know that corner is an important word, so we'll say cornered. She felt cornered, like being pressed against a cold wall, unable to move. She's trapped, and the wall behind her is very cold, and she has nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. They're all around her. She's cornered, and she feels the cold wall behind her. She felt cornered, like being pressed against a cold wall. Cold is a big word. It's an adjective. Cold wall. Being pressed. That's another big word. It's a strong word. Make it strong in your sentence. Like being pressed against a cold wall. Big, small, in, out. Like breathing and relaxing. She felt cornered, like being pressed against a cold wall. Unable to move. Unable. Unable. The big sound in unable is un. Make it big. Unable to move. To move is small. Unable to move. She felt cornered, like being pressed against a cold wall, unable to move. All right, now we have practiced corner, thinking about sight and sound and smell and taste and touch. We've imagined it in our minds, It will now stay with you forever. And you've increased your vocabulary and your understanding of English. Goodbye.